Dang it, Bobby.
Okay, we live.
All right, we live. 95.
What's up, CL?
Man, what's going on, brother? How you doing today, man? What do you want me to look at?
Look over this way.
Look this way?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. My fault, bro. I just didn't want to make sure I ain't, all off.
The
so.
camera thing,
Yeah.
We're on our Vlad TV show.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, how was your day, bro?
And my day's good, bro. Just blessed, just working, being dad first and foremost, enjoying every day of that life, man. But I've been good, man. I appreciate you for having me, man.
Thank
you know what I mean?
Bro, for coming, bro. You're a legend. It's an honor, man.
All right, man. I appreciate those words, bro. That means a lot. Thank you. Yeah.
Just trying to get the right
No, you
position.
good, man. You straight. We got nothing but time.
Get
No
that
rush.
Good audio.
No rush.
Okay, so what city you from, bro? I think Kansas originally or something?
I was born in Kansas. Pops was in the military. We moved around a lot growing up, but Oklahoma always been my main home. You know what I mean? It's just a place. My grandparents, they was in the military as well. So, on my mom's side, they're from the Georgia side, Savannah and Atlanta. On my dad's side, Washington D.C. and those areas like that. So, I got family still out there to this day. But when my grandparents military, they retired in Oklahoma. So that kind of how Oklahoma became all of our home. You know what I mean? So yes, sir. But Del City, Oklahoma is where I'm from Oklahoma. So yeah.
What made you start making beats? Weren't you rapping originally and then got into making beats? Or?
Man, yeah, correct, man. I was a rapper, you know what I mean? Me and my cousin, Vicious, we went by the name of Rugged Individuals with a Z. You got to have the Z in it. Just something fun that we did, you know what I mean? It was nothing really just serious that we was like, oh, we're going to blow up, we're going to be huge and famous. It was never like that. It was just something that we did and just enjoyed just coming together as cousins and just enjoy doing. We grew up watching our dads make music, you know what I mean? Our dads to this day still make music and the band and stuff. So when we was growing up, our dads is playing the keyboards, the guitars. My older brother Trey McCoy from the group Meant to Be, watching him elevate and do his thing. So it was always around me growing up, but it got serious more later on in life. So yeah, for sure.
What software did you start making beats in?
Ooh, man, I'm a little older guy, so we didn't really we didn't really have the software then, man. I look back then, I'm like, woo, we was using hardware. My dad had this old school keyboard called the Ensoniq.
The SR?
Ensoniq, man, I cannot remember which one it was, but
they made a bunch, the EPS one.
And it was a big, heavy keyboard. I mean, it was heavy, but it was the Ensoniq. We have floppy disks. That's how old school it is. We actually have floppy disks that you put into the keyboard with the other sounds that you had and stuff. Hilarious now I think about it. Save your beats and stuff on the floppy disk. But that's what I started using first. My dad showed me how to create beats because I used to bug him all the time. Like, yo, Dad, I wanna make a beat, and he'll go in there. I tell him the melody. He'll do the melodies on the beats and stuff like that. As I got older, he was like, you know what, son? You know what you're doing, but let me sit you down and show you how to quantize and put the tracks together. And that's kind of how I started making beats at like 13, 14 years old. So yeah.
What's your favorite part of making a beat and song, and why? Is it like the melody, the chords, the 808, the drums?
Man, I'm a melody guy. I can listen to a beautiful melody without the drums, to be real with you. Like symphonies, violins, pianos, those are like really my favorite. Harps, those are like some of my favorite sounds. It's just a beautiful tune to it. I grew up on R&B. You know what I mean? I grew up on the R&B stage. My family was bumping R&B in the household. Once again, my older brother, who's in R&B, always had the Jagged Edge and the Jodeci's and the 112s and stuff like that. So Silk, all those major dope groups back in the day. Drew Hill was always in our system. So I grew up on the melodies instead of more of the drums, because R&B didn't have those hard 808s, and they do it now. You know, as times change, but those early '90s, mid '90s, and late '90s, it was more just dope melody, piano play, and you know, you know what I mean. Wasn't too much going on. You didn't have the, you know what I mean, all the crazy drops and stuff now.
You
So
didn't start like
yeah,
doing the trap hi-hats back then.
none of that then. You know what I mean. It was definitely more just a cool little kick, simple cymbal, little snare clap or whatever, and beautiful melodies. So I'm a melody guy all day for sure. I start off my beats with melodies to this day. So
Me too, bro.
yeah, got to have that melody. Once you get that major melody, the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is easy.
What do you want to achieve in this industry? What things would make you feel successful as a producer? Like, I've made it.
That's a great question, man. You know, honestly, I think I've fulfilled a lot of that already. You know, I obviously haven't got that Grammy yet. You know, which would be amazing. But I was interacting with the Grammys. You know, I was red carpet at the Grammys. I got to, you know, be involved with seeing these amazing artists in the industry, not just hip hop or R&B, but all music. You know what I mean? It was amazing. I got plaques. You know, blessed to have billboards and stuff like that. So that's an amazing feeling. That was honestly a huge milestone for my career that I feel like I'm getting there. You know what I mean? I haven't made it yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting closer. You know what I mean? Then I got the gold plaque, and it's just, God's good, man. He's just been treating me right. I'm just going by His book, man, and just, you know, just taking a day at a time. But I feel like I truly made it though when I'm able to just, like I said, man, just produce for more bigger artists in the industry. You know, the Drakes, those type of guys. You know what I mean? The Kanye's, sitting in the studio with those guys. You know, I've been blessed to sit in the studios with some amazing artists. Don't get me wrong. But not on that scale. So I think once I get to that point, I'm in the game. I'm definitely in the game. Yeah, for sure. How am I? Is everything cool?
Bro, yeah, the lights and the reflection. That's what I'm trying to move it. Trying to get it out.
Yeah, you good, bro.
Cool. I got it now.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the importance of making yourself an asset, not a liability to other industry people. Like, what do you do to be different and provide value?
Man, I mean, one thing, man, is with this industry, it's a here today, gone tomorrow game. You know, you can be popping like crazy one minute, the next minute, you know, nobody's even checking for you. And I had to improvise my career many times. From, like you said, being a rapper at first, I wasn't getting the rapper love, even though I know I can get down, but I just wasn't getting that, you know, that love from being a rapper, from how people was listening to my beats. I started becoming a producer because I couldn't find producers back in the day. So how we gonna do music? So I started making the beats and stuff as well. From that, like, really take a producer seriously. And once people started getting onto my beats more than they did my rapping, I was like, you know what? As I got older, I was like, you know, this is something I might need to pursue more. But then I said I need to be a better engineer. You know what I mean? I need to be a better you know, audio engineer. Then I became a sound engineer, and then I wanted to get deeper into the graphics, and then I wanted to become a tour manager or do work on tours and stuff like that. So I just always elevated my mind frame of being just a producer. You know what I mean? And I think that asset right there was made me valuable for anything in this music industry. You know what I mean? If you need me for mixing, I could do it. If you need me for engineering, I could do it. If you need me for producing, I got you. You need me for graphics, I got you. You need me to sound engineer, I got you. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna turn me away for everything. You're gonna need me for something. And I give up my all on everything I do. So I think that's something really was dope about myself, man. I learned the game in every aspect. I can even do management. I can even do A&R shit. You know what I'm saying? So just all of that. It's just all, you just got to have that whole 9,000 miles in this industry. Because like I said, it's a here today, gone tomorrow, man. And there's always somebody trying to take your spot. Not necessarily take your spot, but who will take your spot if you're not, you know, still flourishing in this industry, for sure.
Can you talk about like how that kind of, like, you're not as big as your last hit, like you gotta keeping your name relevant as a producer, or, you know, these people lap you, like you were saying.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just it's a tough industry. You know what I mean? It really is because, like I said, there's so many actors like myself trying to do the same thing, or if not better. You know, I'm not sitting around here saying I'm the best beat maker or best producer in the world. You know what I mean? There's many producers than me and more, more experience and stuff like that. But what's different for me is my creativeness. You know what I mean? I feel like I can outcreate anybody. I feel like the way my mind frame is, I can always keep somebody with some brand new ideas, give them relevancy and what they do, man. You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes you a great producer and a great, great individual in music. Period. You got to have creativeness. That creativity, you're not gonna go far, and that's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
What's some things you see producers doing that's holding them back or keeping them from reaching that next level? Like, what are some things they just need to stop doing to get in the game? Like, bro.
Well, I mean, I think I feel like there's no wrong or right way to get yourself out there in this industry, because it's not a book that they give you to say this is how you make it. You got to kind of get your bumps and scratches your own way. You know what I mean? I can probably name 10 different producers right now who did it differently than me, but they got successful differently than me, or did things differently. I think you just gotta come with a game plan. You gotta stick with that game plan. You know what I mean? You can't just start today and do it for a couple months and you be like, okay, I'm tired, I'm done. This is a non-stop grind. This is one of those grinds where, you know what I mean, like I was saying before, you stop, you take your time, there's somebody behind you who's catching up and they're ready to do the next thing. If they're not, they're gonna catch up to you. So you gotta always stay moving, you always gotta stay grooving, you always gotta stay you gotta keep finding different artists or finding different producers to work with. Travel, man, shake hands. Don't be scared to shake somebody's hands. Ask questions. Be aggressive. When I say aggressive, I don't mean grab them and shake them. I mean hey, what's up? My name's McCoy. Hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? I'm you know what I mean? You got to talk to people. You got to let them see that you are
serious.
Man, serious, great. Yeah, all that. Perfect example. Perfect example. Yes.
What are some of the struggles you went through as a producer, or times the door was slammed in your face? Like when you were trying to pursue your dream in music, like a time something didn't work out the way you.
Man, I got a perfect story for that actually. So, Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka, man. This is I think this was like around maybe 2011, 2012, when Waka was pretty much like just blowing up. He had the No Hands joint. He had the oh, let's do it. You know what I mean? He was coming up. He was just doing his thing. So I was with Kevin Durant, and we got a phone call that Waka Flocka was in the city. He was actually doing a show that night, and Waka wanted to do get in the studio with KD, because that's the time we had an artist named Privilege from Philly, which was James Harden's good friend, and we met through James Harden. Kevin Durant put us together, and that's kind of how we formed our team. Long story short, man, we was at the studio with Waka Flocka, man, and KD was like, man, bring your beats, bring your A game. And this is during a time where when you think you're hot, but you're not exactly industry hot yet. Your friends is telling you got the hottest beats, your homies, your family's telling you got the hottest beats. So in your mind, I'm hot. Ain't nobody got, you know what I mean? I'm fired. But till I got towards these industry guys who basically was just like, basically at the end, Waka Flocka, I played my beats for him. And I played on one, he was like, that's dope. You got another one? I'm like, all right, then, I'm playing this one. You gonna love this one. Listening to it, he's like, man, that's cool too. That's all right. Man, you gotta play me your fire. I'm over here thinking like, damn, that was my fire one. Sure, hold on. That wasn't the fire one? Okay, so I'm like, all right, let's play this one. And Walker listened to that one too. He's like, that's cool, but how about this, y'all? He said, I got some Lex Luger beats right now in the email. Everybody in the room was like, Lex Luger? They went crazy for it, right? Because this is when Lex Luger was producing for everybody, was just making fire hits. And that right there, it put me in a mode where like, damn, I really ain't that hot, right?
It humbled you.
It humbled the hell out of me. And on the way home, I just remember I was riding with KD back to his mansion. And I remember I was just kind of in a moody attitude, not attitude, but kind of like, man, I blew my chance with Waka Flocka. Like, I blew it. KD looked at me. He was like, bro, you need to cheer up. He said, better. This means you got to get better. Study. Sit your ass down. Get back in the booth. Get back on the keyboards. And make something hotter. Don't be crying and moping and all that extra shit. You're going to get better. And the next one we have, you're going to get it. And that right there is what humbled me. It made me get better. It's the first time I really learned that, like, you can actually study producers and music and how they put stuff together. So that's just a little long ass quick story. But it was just one of those experiences where, you know, it just, you know, when you're, like I said, your friends and family always telling you that you're the bomb, you're the shit. But when you get around these industry guys, you're a totally different sound tune. There's some hot cats out there in this industry, so yeah, for sure.
I got some hot questions.
Yeah, I hope that wasn't too damn long.
No, bro. I'm gonna like edit it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Like when everybody else talking about their struggle stories,
yeah.
Like cut to that part.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I love that story because, like I said, that was one of those.
It just symbolizes so much.
Yeah, it's just one of the things, you know.
Okay. How do you feel about producers using loops nowadays? And the sampling was back in the 90s?
Man, you know, I feel like loops is definitely a cheat code. But I don't feel there's nothing wrong with loops if you recreate the loop. You know, put a reverse to it, maybe change the tune to it,
be creative
slow it, just be creative with it. You know, the loops are there obviously for a reason. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I grew up in an era where you had to create everything, you know what I mean? You had to play it out, make it your own originality. See, producers back in the day, you had to have originality of your beats. When the Timbaland had a beat, Swiss Beats, Kanye West, Pharrell, Neptunes, whatever, you knew it was their sound. You knew it was their beat. You didn't have to go look it up, who made this track, or none of that. As soon as you heard that, oh shit, Swiss Beats made that. Just because he had his certain sound, you had that originality. Now, there's so many producers that got the same sound, you don't know who's making the tracks unless obviously the tag. But if you don't hear that tag, it's kind of like, who made this? You know,
everything sounds
similar. Everything is sounding something similar. You know what I mean? You got, like you said, because with the loop stuff, the creativeness is totally different from when I was growing up, man. And I'm not faulting, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, because, you know, it's what the newer generation is doing. But like I said, as I was growing up, man, you had to be creative and original, and you just had to do your own sound, do your own thing. So, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel you need to change it up, because shit, you use the same loop as another producer, you're gonna hear it on the radio, both of y'all got the same sound, you know what I mean? So yeah, for sure.
The Oklahoma hip-hop industry changed since you first got here, in terms of like how artists interacts with producer, or just what's gotten better? Like, do they respect producers more or work with us better?
Man, I think Oklahoma music scene has climbed so high. Once again, when I started, there was really no studios out here. You know, you had Legendary Diamond Studios. Key Tech was in there doing this thing. I remember he used to work with my brother's group, Meant to Be, all the time. That's when I first heard Key Tech, and you had your Nitros and Bucket Lokes, and you know, you had so you had your artists, but you didn't have too many. You didn't have social media then either. You know what I mean? We didn't have studios, didn't have really radio stations. You had 1140 before the 103.5. you really had no venues either. So it's changed so much because now you have all that. You have guys that created a music scene here to where we have the shows and nice studios, the radio stations, podcasts, music videos. I mean, everything is elevated so much of Oklahoma. To answer your other question, I feel like artists do respect producers. I feel like with Oklahoma, I feel like sometimes you do have to have a name out here for them to kind of really rock with you more, though. You know, which is industry anywhere. I mean, you got a bigger name, you know, they're gonna holler at you. That's just the game, period. But I feel like in Oklahoma, you know, you have there's a few producers out here that just has that name that, you know, saying that they're gonna get hollered at first and foremost before somebody who's just starting or beginning. You know what I mean? And but I feel definitely I feel respect. I can speak for myself. You know what I mean? That I get a lot of respect from artists out here, man. They show me so much love, and I just try to show that love right back. You know what I mean? You gotta give the same energy. This is dope, bro. You asking some fucking dope ass questions.
Bro, I ain't even gotten to like your personal questions. These
Oh,
are just the general questions.
Yeah. Bro, you asking some fucking dope questions, G.
Because I was like, man, I wanted some shit to be able to edit some crazy sound bites.
Yeah, facts.
Okay. Can you share? You was talking about Key Tech a little bit. Can you share a story about Key Tech or Spider? Like, do you have any memories or stories with them?
Man, I do.
From back then?
Yeah, I do, man. I remember sitting in a session with my brothers and Key Tech. That's where I first met Key Tech. Hilarious dude. Very funny guy, man. You know, he was our legendary producer. He was our guy. You know what I mean? He's
Our Zaytoven.
man, he was that guy that you needed him. You needed that sound. You know what I mean? You needed that sound with Key Tech. But like I said, hilarious guy and so dope on those beats. And Spider as well. I knew Spider as well. Rest in peace, Spider, man. You know, I've been to his studio back in the day and stuff. I met Spider actually during the time when I was doing my stuff with Privilege. I was talking about earlier, and we went to his studio and we worked with Spider a couple times, man. And he's just another wise notes, right?
Yeah,
wise musician. Just a good dude, man. And you know, it's just sad that you know, he passed away so early before his, you know, he got to see all this new creativeness that you can do in this industry, because he would have just probably been, man, no telling where he would have been right now, but everywhere, beyond the city, you know what I'm saying? But rest in peace, Spider-Man, and shout out to Key Tech, man. An unfortunate situation for him, but legendary Oklahoma, man, all day.
Yeah, here's a Spider. I hear this thing about Oklahoma's producers leasing the same beat to multiple artists for like they complain about that. How do you feel about that? Because some producers you just got to get your money up to buy the exclusive. Why are you complaining?
I mean, that's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Leasing is part of the game. You know what I mean? It happens. Like, I've done lease beats to artists all the time. Same beats. It's part of the game. You know, artists got to learn the terms lease and exclusive and before they jump down somebody's throat. You know what I mean? And I've had that happen to me. I had people come at me on lease beats, but they didn't do their homework and understand what a lease beat is. I could sell that to 1,000 people if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It's still mine. You're just using it for commercial purposes. It's not. It's like you're going on YouTube and downloading a beat from Metro Boomin or Metro Boomin type beats. You know,
making that your single.
And making that your single.
And then getting mad that somebody else got it.
Can't do that. You know what I mean? You have to get those exclusive rights or whatever, you know, to make it your own, to sell, to make that your own product. You know, you can't get mad at the producer for making their money and doing it the right way. It's just simple and plain.
Bro, talk about Dallas or even just Texas sound being influenced by Oklahoma producers. Like, how has that all, like, I heard it's been since like the boogie music, like Young Nation and stuff.
Man,
like, where does that musical connection come from?
Man, I grew up in the Mr. Lucci, Mr. Pookie days. And I'm not even gonna lie, me and my cousin grasped that sound one time. We loved the do 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 and all that different stuff, man. They had the sound. See, that was before their time. I feel like Lucci and Pookie should have been what the Yellow Beezies and the Mo 3s guys are now. I feel like they should have been on that level, but like I said, they came out early 2000s, and around those time frames where we didn't have, it wasn't so much social media, and it was still an underground scene for them. They couldn't, they didn't really get that chance to, explore the world without social media and stuff. I feel like they had that, Instagrams and different things where they can post. They would have blew up years, like really blew up. And I actually worked with Young Nation before, actually. It was dope. But, Oklahoma didn't develop a sound, so Texas is right across the road, and I feel like we picked them up definitely. I didn't have no problem with that at first, but I feel like we definitely needed to develop our own sound. We can't take Texas lingo and sound and stuff. We're rivals at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Friendly rival. I got a lot of love for Texas, but I'm just saying when it comes to sports and different stuff like that, we're rivals. We can't have the same, same sound as you guys. It just doesn't make sense. We got to create our own, man. Oklahoma's one. We got to have our own.
Talk about the importance of being in the studio consistently. Like, talk about the work you got to put in to be a producer.
I got another great story for that, bro. So this is when the Thunder was Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden. We had the team of the lifetime. I was in KD's studio, Kevin Durant's studio. Me and Priya was working on our mixtape. I believe it was Joe World at the time. KD came in the studio, was like, all right, y'all, we going to the club tonight. You know what I'm saying? Woo-woo. I'm about to get dressed. Y'all can do what y'all do, whatever. Me and Priv looked at each other like, hey, shit, hold on. Yeah, man, we about to get dressed too. We coming with y'all. Let's get it. Me and Priv like, bet. We getting up. KD looked at us. He said, am I going to hear y'all song in the club tonight? Am I going to hear y'all music in the club tonight? And me and Priv was like, nah. He said, so y'all need to be sitting in here getting that working until I hear y'all songs in the club with me. Then y'all can come to the club. That means you know what I'm saying? You need to work. I hear everybody's song tonight, but I ain't heard y'all's music. You need to keep working. Y'all stay your asses at home. I made it already. You know what I mean? I'm already good. But that right there was another humbleness right there that was like, damn. The way he broke that down was dope. We trying to go to the club, kick it with them, have fun, turn up, try to get on a couple females, because we knew we could. We was with the Thunder players. Everybody started knowing us during this time.
KD, yeah.
It's Kevin Durant. But after he said, am I going to hear y'all song in the club tonight? And me and Priya looked at each other like, damn, nah, you ain't. So y'all need to be working until I hear that. You know what I mean? So, got to stay in that lab, man. You got to work. It's dope to have fun and play, but you gotta make sure you put that work in, man, and make sure that you taking, you take it to another level before you can just go out there and just, go have fun, man. Because like I said, keep saying earlier, there's somebody literally right behind you that's gonna take that spot, and who's gonna be hungrier than you. You're gonna be pissed off. You're gonna be pissed. You're gonna be pissed off.
Okay. How do you get paid as a producer, or what has been the most lucrative revenue stream as a producer for you? Just publishing drum kits, selling beats off YouTube, placements?
I mean, definitely placements. I made some good money off placements and selling records. Streaming, a lot of people don't understand, like, streaming is just, it's chump change. Like, it sounds cool to have 1 million streams and dope. It's dope. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. But when you see that paycheck, you're going to look at that like, damn, that's it?
For $1 million?
For $1 million? I got about 3-4 G's? huh. You know what I mean? It blows your mind. That's why you got to be a Drake or a Doja Cat who's doing billions of streams to really make that lucrative money. But placements is dope. It can't just be any placements as well. It's got to be one that's that's actually selling and stuff. You know what I mean? That's where you can see your royalty money come in and get some good cash in your bank account. But yeah, placements for me is definitely been the money making right there. I sold some beats outright for a nice price as well, but yeah, I definitely say placements, publishing as well, man. You got some decent publishing, you can make some money, sure.
Speaking on placements, can you explain the process of how a young producer who doesn't have any gets paid from a major label when they're like, I want your beat? And what is, from your experience, what's some of the things you got to watch out for, like points or the A&R trying to take your royalties?
You pretty much said it, man. I mean, you kind of answered that question. You got to, for one, I think what a lot of producers, new and upcoming producers, what they got to understand is, say you're about to work with a nice artist. He might not be on a Travis Scott level, nothing like that, but you know he's coming up. And he bought an exclusive beat for you for, just say $1,000. In your mind, you're thinking, I made this sold a beat for a rack. I'm on. Okay. So that artist just went gold with that track, went platinum with that track. You don't see nothing else because you sold it outright.
They work for hire.
Man, and you're over here seeing him with $500,000 he's made as your record, and you made $1,000. And you're kicking yourself in the fucking face. Punching yourself in the face. If you kick yourself in the face, you got some crazy legs. So you always got to work out deals with these artists, man, today, man. I do points. I do percentages. Just in case. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you never know. And then they do blow up, and you guys are making money together. And then they like, I got 30 G's to pay him off now. Let me go. Okay, cool. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be smart about how you handle your business with the labels, with the artists. Don't just sell yourself for cheap, especially if you know the artist is going to do something with it, because that $1,000 today is going to be nothing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So just be smart with your business. Definitely learn the industry.
Why don't you leave OKC, bro? Like, what keeps you here? Or why do you want to stay here? Like, why don't you go to, like, Dallas?
Man, I go there all the time. That's the thing. And I have yeah. Oh, well, move there? Well, I have a daughter. I have a 7-year-old little girl, and I'm a full-time father. I'm a full-time dad, single dad, and her family is here. And my family is here. They help me. I need to make my moves to go to Atlanta or California and stuff like that. I have somebody there to keep my daughter from me when I need to make moves. Shout out to my mom, my pops, and all of them. So that's honestly the real reason why I'm here. It's just when I need to make my moves, I have a great support system, my family here in Oklahoma. Because I definitely would have been gone. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, too, I got a nice stuff here in Oklahoma, cribs, all that shit. And if I need to get to somewhere, if I need to go to LA for a couple of weeks, I'm just gonna go out there for a couple of weeks, set up shop, come back home. If I need to set up shop in Atlanta, I'm go out there for a little bit, work out there, come back home. That's the main reason why. It's just because my baby girl is just, this is her home. I don't want to take her away from what she knows. Her family and the help that I get from my family for when I do make my moves. Great question, by the way.
Do you have to move to a big city like LA or Atlanta to make it, in your opinion?
I don't think so, because I made it, I feel like, and I've been in Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Is it good to go to these places? Fuck yeah. Of course. But to make it, In today's day and age, no. Back then, yeah. I feel like you definitely had to move around back in the day.
Like the Death Row days.
Oh my goodness. You definitely had to move around back in the day. But now, you can reach China from your living room. You know, you can reach Turkey from your living room now. You can reach anywhere you want to and sitting in your living room. You don't have to go nowhere no more. That's the beauty of the internet and stuff now. You just got to know how to work that system. You got to know how to work that platform that is given to us. Don't just go in there trying to search, find ladies and females or talk shit on the internet if you're an artist or producer. Get on there and grind and hit up 100 people a day. You hit up 100 people a day, that's 700 people a week. 4 weeks out of the month, that's 2,800 people that you hit. Close to 3,000 that you hit in 1 month. And you watch how big how those people's going, that outcome's going to be for you.
You grow your fan base.
Super.
That's a good segue. Like, explain how making music is the smallest part of actually getting in the music industry. Most of it is like business, networking, promoting yourself, getting yourself out there.
All that, man. You know, you don't even have to be a true musician no more to make it. You know, you're hearing music now that's like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? It's not even that hot of music, and they're getting on. So, but it's about what they look like, or you know what they did. You know what I mean? Or it's more of a shock factor a lot of ways too to make it. You know what I'm saying?
A controversy sells.
Exactly. All day.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. What should you look for? What's a bad manager? And what are some red flags you should look out for if you're a producer trying to find a manager?
I mean, I'm just gonna dumb it down simple. If you can find the same stuff that your manager is finding you, you might want to look somewhere else. You know, if you can do this, you know, because managers is supposed to be somebody that can help elevate your career, get you different things, get you stuff to get you to the next level. You know what I mean? Personally, I never had a manager. Shit, I never had a label, or I've been independent my whole career. So, but I've known people that have management and managers and stuff, and if they don't, you know, if you just don't see them getting you to the next level, it's a phone call that you can make, or a show that you can call to get, or you get your own stuff, then yeah, man, you might want to look for somebody that can help you.
Like, why are you giving them 20%?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or something that I can do on my own, you know?
Okay. Okay, since the independent thing, I know that's a good way.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever thought about getting a distribution deal and like being your own boss, or, you know, trying to do it that way through a major label with like marketing of that machine?
Man, and be honest with you, man, I got my own production company, man, and what's dope is I'm affiliated with so many different people out here. I'm affiliated with The Life Entertainment, which is Bone Thugs and Harmony's label. I'm affiliated with Taylor Gang, which is Wiz's label. I'm affiliated with Full Circle Music Group, which is my brother's label, and they're distributed with Empire. You know, shout out to Ghazi. We just saw him at the Grammys. I'm affiliated with some great people already, and it's been keeping me afloat. Like me being an independent guy, man, I just kind of always been that guy that could do whatever I want. I had chances to sign with these guys too, and these labels and stuff, but it's just always been a better situation for me to stay with my Styles Productions and, you know, do my thing through these guys. I'm still getting the same money. I'm still getting the same opportunities. Still going on tours and on the road with these guys. Still producing for major artists. Still making good money. Traveling with them. So it's like,
Why sign?
why am I going to sign when I'm still making my own moves and doing the same shit that everybody else is doing, that they're doing, signed to these guys, and they're stuck with them? I can do what the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? I can move around if I need to, do what I need to do, and it's all love. It's all love at the end of the day.
That's how I think, bro.
Yeah, you feel me?
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I was like, he's saying what I.
Yeah, man. Just only makes sense.
Okay. What's the biggest lesson you've learned about the music industry during your career so far?
Biggest lesson. Patience. I think patience is the best answer for me on that. Because you just never know when something's going to happen for you. Opportunities is not written for you. It's not something that you can write in your own space and will. It's got to happen. It's got to happen for you. And if you're not patient and you're just like, fuck it, I quit, that opportunity is never obviously gonna come at all. Now, I've been patient so many times for things, and you know, I've had ups and downs in this industry. It hasn't always just been, you know, smooth sailing for me. I had deals that fell through. I had placements that fell through that I thought it was going to happen. It didn't happen. All kind of different opportunities, but it discourages you. Yes, it definitely discourages you. But you have to sit back and be like, if I got these many opportunities, another one's bound to happen. Another one's got to happen. And so patience is definitely, I think, is the biggest thing in this industry that you have to have. Definitely.
Okay, this kind of talks like a record not dropping. Like, talk about y'all not wanting to clear the sample for Dreams, the Bone Thugs and Bun B collab, and like explain how you just dropped it on YouTube for the fans. Like, what's the story behind that record? How it came together?
Man, All right, so crazy. So Dreams, man. So Kendrick Perkins, good dude, man. Former NBA player, now an NBA analysis on ESPN. He set me up with Bun B, and Kevin Durant. It was in Kevin Durant's studio, but Kendrick actually brought Bun B to the studio. KD hit me up, was like, "Yo, man, Bun B's gonna be in the lab." I'm over here like, Bun B's just gonna be in the lab, really? Legendary fucking Bun B, UGK. Okay, let's not make this too cool or not. You know what I mean? It's not, you know. So I went over there. Bun B. I went into the studio. Bun B was already writing to one of my beats that I made at KD studio. And then when I walked in there, he looked at me and said, "UCL?" I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, Bun?" He said, "Man, don't call me sir, bro." And he was like, "You made this beat right here that I'm on?" I was like, "Yeah." This shit fire. And that was the, and so it's something that I made in that studio. So KD was already playing him some of my stuff before I even got there. And Bun was already in there right to it. And I actually got a picture that I took with Bun B and Kevin Durant sitting down writing to that beat. So he did a verse for that. And he also did a verse for me and Prez album on Joe World that we got called Light Shows, which is very dope. So the Dreams record was just like, okay, dope. I got Bun B on this record. Crazy. Whatever. Fast forward a little bit. I met a guy named Kane from Cleveland, Ohio, signed with Bone Thugs. We hit it off very nice, man. We just hit it off great. Loved his music, loved my beats, and we just clicked. He told me, I told him about some of the artists that I worked with, and I kind of got some open verses for it. I had a Wale verse. I had with Wale, I had an open verse. Kane was like, "Yo, if you can hook me up with that Wale verse, I can get Crazy Bone on this record, on the Dreams record," because I showed him the Dreams record too with Bun B. I was like, "Bet, let's do it." Bone Thugs Harmony, my favorite group of all time, so I was already hyped. Crazy Bone, okay. Sent me the record like 3 weeks later. Crazy Bone wasn't even on there. It was Lazy Bone. So Lazy Bone actually did his verse that I even know about on there. It just blew my fucking mind because Lazy is my favorite Bone member. Then a little bit later, Crazy sent his. So I had Bun B, Crazy Bone, Lazy Bone, Kane, and myself doing a hook, and I produced it with my guy Sir Money. Just a hot ass record. But we couldn't get that fucker cleared. We just couldn't get cleared. And so much time then wasted with it that we was just like, you know what? Let's just give it to the fans. Let's just give it to them. This was be a good exposure for myself. So, yes, I would have loved it to be on, bigger scale than what it was. But just for me to say I produced for Bun B and Bone on one record that I created and put together, kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy. And we do have great views on there, you know what I mean? It could have did more numbers, but nobody promoted it either. Bone never promoted it. Bun B never promoted it. It was just me and Kane. We was the only ones who put it out there, and that's another thing that record didn't go as big as we wanted it to because we didn't get the help from the main artists on there. But we still did over 6 figures on that album. I mean, on that record on YouTube and stuff, and it was still dope. It was a great experience, man. You know what I mean? So for sure.
Yes. Okay. Yes, kind of piggyback on that. Do you have a crazy Bone Thug story, like from the studio, or like it's a time they told you something about music, like keep going, man, or like some inspirational words Bone Thug told you in the studio?
Oh my gosh.
What was the scene, and why is Lazy your favorite member from like stuff?
Okay, so growing up, like I said, Bone Thugs Harmony has always been my favorite group of all time. Busy Bone, Crazy Bone has always been everybody's favorite. Lazy Bone because I was the light-skinned, skinny, higher pitched tone voice like Lazy. Like I related to Lazy Bone more than the others. I just love his style, the way he talked. He was just dope. You know what I mean? Lazy Bone gave me some of the biggest words of inspiration. Every time he sees me, he shows me so much love, man. He always gives me a hug. He just, it's just one of the dopest dudes ever. I remember one time, Lazy Bone came up to me, gave me a hug. He put his arms on my shoulder, man, and he talked to me. This was at a concert, and he was like, bro, so I love you, man. He's like, you are going to be a legend one day. Just said, just keep going. Fuck what these other people say, what they think. Do you. And you got this, bro. And he meant, I could feel that he meant every word that he was telling me. Because he actually pulled me to the side and talked to me like that. I actually got that on video too. It's on my documentary, Mystery Man.
Check that out.
For sure, gotta check that out. A little plug, Mystery Man.
Promo.
Yeah. That was an amazing moment for me. Another amazing moment for me was with Crazy Bone. I go on tour with them a lot, with Crazy Bone solo tours and stuff, because I work, like I said, with the artist Kane and all those guys. But I actually drove Crazy Bone. I think we was in San Antonio, Texas. Then we had a show in Dallas, and Crazy Bone actually rode in the car with me and Kane. So I'm actually driving. And Crazy Bone's in the back of my car, bro. I'm over here like, yo, this is fucking crazy. Like, literally. And I'm trying to be slick and shit, so I'm over here playing beats and shit in the back, you know what I'm saying? While he riding and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I thought that was so dope, man. I drove a Crazy Bone, like one of my idols, Bone Thugs, in my car. You know, while, I'm whipping. So, I drove like 30 miles per hour the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I don't go about to crash. They ain't gonna blame that shit on me. That CL McCoy and crashed the car with Crazy Bone and these guys in there. Nah, I drove like I had a newborn baby in that joint, bro. But that was great moments with Bone. I have so many, man. But those are like 2 that just stick out. Very nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had interactions with them all. Busy, Wish, Flesh. So, love those guys, man. They show me love every time I'm in a room with them. Shout out to Bone.
Busy seems like a character. Like
Busy's a character.
Energy. Yeah.
Busy's beyond a character, bro. I've actually drove Busy Bone to the mall before, when we was on the Texas tour in 2014. Drove his crazy ass to the mall, man. The first thing Busy Bone said was, man, aliens, man, they real, right? I mean, he's serious about this alien shit. Spaceships, booty woo. Busy's Busy's amazing. He's amazing, man. For sure.
Yeah.
Different individual. Love them all, man.
What are some do's and don'ts? What are some do's and don'ts in the studio? Like, how should a producer carry themselves in front of the artist? Like, you know, not getting high, not eating, not being clumsy.
I mean, you kind of just said it all, man. You know, you got to be, I mean, I don't think there's nothing wrong with smoking and, you know, whatever. That's cool. But you got to be professional. You know what I mean? Especially when someone's paying you to make their work, you know what I mean? You know, to make their works amazing. You know what I mean? They obviously put that money and they, you know, send that process into you to do it. And you got to focus, man. Just be focused. You know what I'm saying? Just you know, because a lot of times you lose focus, you accidentally forget to hit record, or, you know, there's all kind of stuff that happens in the studio. So just remain focused. Got to.
Okay, I think I read you quit music like 3 times before you met KD. Like, what made you quit those times? Also, what brought you back into doing the music after?
Yeah, man, it kind of goes with that patience thing. You know what I'm saying? This industry is overwhelming, man. When you try to do something and nobody's paying you attention, I'm done. I quit. You know what I'm saying? It's just a natural thing. We all have done it. We've all done it. And I've done that multiple times because I feel like I was in a situation that I thought was going to be nice for me. It didn't happen. So I'm like, I'm done with this shit. And when you have good family and friends around you that say you're too cold, too quick, bro, you too raw. Just try another time. And I guess that last time I tried it again, it changed my life. You know, so patience is, like I said, once again, you know, you just have to be patient. You just have to be, man. Unless you got a rich father like Master P and your Romeo, you know, it's not easy. You know, it doesn't work so easy.
Ooh, can you explain the time when KD told you some artists aren't going to work with you just because of who KD is? Like, you got to have the talent, and like he can give you the opportunity, but you got to be able to like take that opportunity. Explain, get into detail on
Man, you cold, bro. You cold. Yeah, man, I remember when, you know, everybody was calling me Kevin Durant's producer. That was like, it was dope in the beginning for me. I used to love that. Like, I'm Kevin Durant's producer? Like, this is fire. After a while, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all because nobody knew C.L. McCoy. They knew me as Kevin Durant's producer. How am I gonna make it or work with artists or, you know, stuff like this? And I'm like, who are you? I'm C.L. McCoy. Who? Kevin Durant's producer. Oh, yeah. What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? It got to me after a while. I had to start making my own name. I stopped using Kevin Durant. I stopped using as, you know, the pictures and the videos and all that stuff with him because I had to learn how to create my own self individually. A lot of people were saying, like, is KD fucking with you anymore? I was like, yeah. That's my dude to this day. But I had to grow C.L. McCoy. I had to make myself a brand. You know what I mean? I couldn't be Kevin Durant's producer forever. You know what I mean? I had to become C.L. McCoy. And he also gave me some great advice when I started making beats for Wale and Bun B and Bone and Dave East and all these major guys that he said to me, he said, man, I could bring you these guys for opportunities, bro. But just like Waka Flocka, if he don't want your shit, he ain't gonna want it. They're working with you because who you are, your talent, and your skill. And he said, remember that, bro. And I ran with that ever since.
Explain how everything in your life was upgrading around that time when you were working with KD, and what it feels like. You start getting more equipment, you upgrade your clothes as a producer.
Oh, yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah, man. You know, my style was weak. I ain't gonna lie, man. You know what I mean? I had sweater vests on and all kind of craziness, man. When I started being around these guys and these millionaires and these superstars and these stars, and I'm looking at their style and I'm looking at mine. I'm like, yo, I can't do this. Like, yo, I'm about to stick out like a sore thumb around these Johns.
Like you all looked apart.
Got to look the part. So I grew the mohawk out. James Harden actually gave me that idea to grow the mohawk out, to individual, separate myself, because that's when he started growing the mohawk. That was kind of the thing I did. Nobody was doing that in Oklahoma at the time, with all the designs in the hair. James, big brother AK, that's my big bro to this day, was doing all my hairstyles. Shout out to AK, big bro. I had to change, man. I had to look the part. I wasn't just this local producer from Del City anymore. You know what I mean? I had to grow and learn, like, damn, okay, I got credits now. You know what I mean? I'm doing big shows and stuff. Like, people's actually paying attention to me now. They're looking at me. They can't look at me looking like this. So I had to definitely change, man. I definitely had to glow up. I had to glow up, man. And they got on my head about it too. It wasn't even me. It was them. To be honest with you, they were looking at me like, bro. Like, I remember KD gave me $500. Bro, he said, go shopping, man. Get you some shit. And when you need some more, if you need more, I got a couple thousand more for you. Whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? But he said, go shopping. So KD gave me $500. He said, start with that. And then I started elevating my style, and he gave me a couple more, and and just grew from there.
Okay. What did it take to get your Billboard plaques? Explain how much work you had to put in and how you never know when a record's gonna blow. Like, explain working on hundreds of songs and one finally comes out and it works and just hits.
That's funny, man, because I still didn't even know that I was getting a Billboard and a gold plaque from there, because I wasn't told. And the artist that I worked with, the producer that I worked with, he didn't know as well. Billboard in our RIAA actually contacted him and said, "Are you gonna pick up your shit? Are you gonna get your stuff?" He's like, "What, bro? We've been having your gold plaque, and your Billboard for like 2 years now." And he was like, "For real?" The artist that we worked with didn't let nobody know about him and stuff like that. Like I said, this is new to us. You know what I mean? We didn't understand. We understood billboards and shit, don't get me wrong, but we didn't know how all that works. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my guy called me and was like, "Bro, we got some plaques and stuff waiting for us," and you know what I mean? And it got sent to us. So it was crazy how that happened, honestly, man, because I should have been showing that 2-3 years ago. But it happened last year, and it happened at the right time, and I'm just, like I said, I'm still happy regardless. But hundreds of songs, man, literally, it took, and it's taken me another hundreds of songs to get another one. So like I said, once my favorite key word, patience, man.
It's like it might not be the first hit, it might be the 100th.
You don't know, man. I was producing for 15 years, starting with when I started blowing up a little bit to last year, till I finally got that hardware.
How did you start collaborating with other producers like Cuban J, and like what is that like, and why do you like doing it real secretive and don't want to show their process and work with other people?
When I threw a beat battle, and Cuban J was one of the contestants in the battle. He didn't win the battle, but I feel like he won. He won my ear, and I just went to grab him after that. I was like, "Yo, bro, you dope." And we just became friends before that at the same time, and it just grew from there. Yeah.
And what makes you like collaborating with producers in general? Like, why aren't you like, you could be like, real close?
Yeah, facts. I mean, I feel like it's always good to collaborate with producers, man, just to give you a different sound, give you a different edge. When you work together, man, you can create something that nobody's ever heard before. Take your style and take my style, mix it in one. Crazy. Like I remember when me and Rob Stovall produced, we did a record for when we did a beat battle. We battled each other versus like about a year and a half ago, and at the end we played our beat that we collaborated together, and everybody at the end when we was playing that shit, it was like, oh my god, this is the hottest one of the night. Cause I took what I do and he took what he did, and we just put it together, and then it was the finale. You know, he has an ear that I don't have. I have an ear that he doesn't have. He has elements that I don't do. I got elements he doesn't do. So once you put all that, mix it all in one, dude, it's incredible.
Explain how you make music for women, and is that like kind of the DJ playing stuff for the girls to get them, like, if you get the girls going in the party, then the party's gonna rock, so you're trying to make like a beat that makes the women dance to get the party in, or?
Man, like I was saying earlier, man, I grew up in an R&B family, so producing R&B is actually second nature for me. I think my music's always been for the women more than the dudes anyway. Like, honestly, if you listen to my music, a lot of it is laid back melodies. I don't really have a lot of hard trap style too much. It's more subtle, you know what I'm saying? It's more for the women. I really don't, I think I kind of already got that vibe already from, just from the beginning anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Explain how music is like a diary to you. What does that mean? Exactly. Get in detail.
Oh yeah.
Beats.
It's you know, when like a diary or a journal, you know, people write their thoughts, or if they just have something on their mind, you go to that diary. Women would go in that diary, or men, you know, write in that journal. Just their thoughts. It's your personal feelings, your personal feel, right? I do that as well with when I create music. It's like my own journal or diary. Sometimes I make music that I don't even show nobody. I don't even show my brother. I don't even show my friends. It's something that I listen to, that I created, that just got me through maybe a death, or maybe that got me through a breakup. You know, it's just emotional therapy for me. And I just, instead of writing down in a journal or a diary, I record it. I put it on wax. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's how I feel with that, for sure.
What's holding OKC back in the music scene, in your opinion? Like, why haven't we had a rap artist with a #1 Billboard hit yet?
You know, I feel like Oklahoma is there. I feel like we're right there. I feel like we're right there. I feel like where we came from, Oklahoma is on. I really truly feel Oklahoma is on. Getting #1 is fucking tough for anybody. It's tough for guys that's in the industry right now. It's hard getting #1. You know what I mean? But patience. I'm gonna keep talking about patience. It's gonna happen one day. Gang June. We got guys like him and who's doing amazing numbers right now. Touring with Kevin Gates. Shout out to my guy Wayne and this thing. That's my bro from the same area as well, Del City. Watching them flourish and grow, man, is beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get there. It's gonna happen one day. You know what I'm saying? It's just patience. But as Oklahoma as a whole scene right now, I love it. I love it. I'm proud of all of us, man. I'm proud of Rob Stovall's and Chris Cutters and the JBs and the Gang Junes. You know what I mean? The guys who was out here, been putting in work for so long and actually getting out of here and making moves, the Wayne's things. And it's just so many of us right now that's just, I'm proud of, man. You know what I mean? Jay French, my brother, they're meant to be. I love seeing it. You know what I mean? I just love seeing it. I do.
I think that's it, bro. Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me, brother.
CL, it's been nice, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you, my brother.
I think that's it, bro.